Coach, the scoreline 1-0, you guys had chances at the end there. Just maybe what was the difference in this game for you ultimately, and what determined that result?
Yeah, I mean, I think first we have to say, and we all know that they're a very, very good team. They have been excellent last year. They've been one of the best in the league last year. And we knew what to expect. We knew that we're going to play against a team who has more of the ball of we have. I felt like for a big part of the first half, we were very disciplined. We were in the game. I felt like we had some good moments before they scored first. We had some good moments where if we're a bit cooler, if we're a bit calmer, we may score before them. We had some moments there. And then we concede that goal. And then I think it was important to stay in the game. That's where we stayed in the game, but the way we started the second half, I wasn't very happy because we started to open up, we started to stretch, and that wasn't the plan. But in general, I think our problem today wasn't defending. I think we were today not as good with the ball as we were, for example, a week ago. I think we had way too many sloppy balls. We tried to play behind them because they don't like to defend when you're playing behind them, but too fast, too quick. So I think that was then the reason why we lost the ball again pretty quickly, and then you're in this spiral. But the effort of everyone until minute 95, 96 was excellent again. I think the effort was there. The belief to be actually able to come back was there. So that is very, very positive. Yeah, we had 2-3 really big chances at the end. Great saves from the goalie. Our goalie made some saves, but as well, obviously. Yeah, in the end, we're disappointed because we stayed in the game, but we just didn't take these chances there. But we got to keep working. We got to take the positive out of that. The energy again from the team was good. We got to take that and keep working hard.
You mentioned the possession there. Obviously, I think until the end they had close to 70% there. I would assume, as a team that wants to have the ball and wants to possess the ball, what outside of was there something specific that you guys were not doing once you won possession back that you felt was kind of maybe leading to that disparity in possession and their ability to kind of pin you guys in at times?
Yeah, the percentage of possession from San Diego doesn't really surprise me, because when you look at their average, that's 60 plus per game. So we knew that that's probably going to happen in a similar way. It's more, what are you going to do when you have these 35, 38% of possession? What are you going to do there? And I felt like in certain moments we were a bit too rushed in our decision. We were a bit too rushed in playing in behind, instead of making them run and then maybe opening a gap and then maybe playing in behind. But it's easier said here, right? You defend a lot, you run a lot, guys were disciplined, and then you win the ball. And then obviously because you run a lot, you're tired, right? And then you're maybe not so fresh, but still, yeah. But I think the decision making on when to play forward and when to keep the ball, I think it was in moment maybe not our best, but still we had our chances and we were in the game.
Hola, coach. Álvaro de Telemundo, Kansas City. Si pudiera explicar en español más o menos ya lo que ha explicado en inglés, el plan del partido, en definitiva el resultado, y vimos al equipo competir, incluso en los minutos finales estuvieron a punto de empatar, ¿no?
Sí, las cosas positivas eran que hemos competido hasta la minuta 95, 96, con un arquero que era muy bueno, con John, pero también tenemos nuestras ocasiones al final. Yo pienso que hemos visto un equipo en primer tiempo por una gran parte muy disciplinada en la fase defensiva. El plan era de presionar alta cuando podemos, pero sabemos que contra ellos es muy difícil de presionar alta porque son muy buenos en lo que hacen con el balón. Pero lo hicimos en momentos, hasta el final del partido, pero en algunos momentos estamos demasiado largo y ahí ellos son muy peligrosos. Pienso que el problema más grande hoy era que cuando tenemos el balón, fuimos un poco no muy calma y no muy... las decisiones que tenemos en algunos momentos eran no los mejores, a decirlo. Pero en general el esfuerzo del equipo de nuevo era muy bueno, de todo el equipo. Y como he dicho, en los últimos 10 minutos teníamos 2 cross ocasiones.
Vimos al equipo en la primera mitad, como usted decía, junto, presionando junto. Sin embargo, en la segunda parte un poco abierto. ¿Qué condiciona eso? La juventud, el verse debajo en el marcador, ¿cómo poder trabajar eso para que el equipo no se desconecte del plan de juego y se mantengan enfocados, ¿no?
Sí, es verdad. Los primeros 15, 20 minutos del segundo parto, ¿por qué razón? Fuimos a presionar en momentos donde no hay que presionar porque después ellos encuentran espacios donde son muy fuertes y te abren. Y eso pienso que la razón es que quieren ir a cambiar el partido muy rápido, nosotros, los jugadores. Pero en algunos momentos hay que tener paciencia porque hemos sido bien organizados en primer tiempo y pienso que es la razón, que pierden un poco de paciencia y después cuando no vas junto te abres y especialmente contra un equipo como ellos puede ser peligroso.
Coach Leonardo from Royal RC. It's been a slow start to the new 2026 MLS season. 3 games when no wins yet. What do you think the team needs? What do you think it will take to turn the team around and to get those results now?
Yeah, I mean the results are always not what we hope. That is for sure. But I think I'm also trying to look at performance. I think with a young team, we're in these games. We had a very good game against Columbus. I think today, for a big part, we had a good game. Then we were a bit too open, but we were in the game until the end. We were there to steal a point, to take a point, and I think we just have to keep going. We have to keep working hard, keep believing. Keep giving these young players opportunities to grow and as well learn and do the things better which we have to do better. Like today again, I said I think we were not in our best in certain moments with the ball, and we have to keep working. And then I'm 100% convinced that we will turn this. We will win games.
Coach, some extended looks for Steven and Taylor, and just some of the young guys, the younger guys coming in. Just what do you think about them? Creating that spark in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously what we want, right? That they come in and that they take their opportunity, and that they also believe that there will be a chance. Because in football games, there is always going to be a next chance. There's always going to be a chance. You got to believe that there is one, and when that chance is there, you got to try to take it. And I think, I mean, the goalie made 2 really good saves, Steven is coming back from a little hamstring injury, so we're trying to bring him back up to speed. He needs now more training with the team, and then I think Steven can always help us with his speed, with his 1v1, with his drive to goal, and Calhera's here since a few weeks, right? But we have seen again, he is a guy who smells where the goal is, and would have been very happy for him if he goes in there and scores that goal. But again, they keep working and then they will score.
And you talk about just kind of trying to find the balance between too quick and going fast and just some of those things. Just how do you envision just remedying some of that so they understand that balance?
I think that is probably, I have to watch the game, and we work with film, so sometimes they have to visualize. We work in training, and with that together on the field, on film, we try to improve the players, and we try to get better and being more calm in certain situations, because when you defend so much, then it's not easy to stay calm when you then have the ball. But I think that's where we want to improve, that we're then calm and let the oppositions also run, because usually teams don't like to run after the ball, like we don't like to run after the ball all the time, right? I think that is something we have to keep working on, and we will. And also there, I mean, against Columbus, I think we had a very good possession game. Today we were a bit more sloppy. Also probably because the opponent was pretty aggressive as well, right? Credit to them. But still, we want to get better in these moments. We want to be better under pressure as well, and we keep working.
I wanted to ask about John. Last week, he came up big at the end with that penalty save, but you talked about response in mistake moments. How big was he for you guys tonight in staying in the game with the saves that he made?
Yeah, John obviously had, again, a very good game, big saves. Look, I've been long enough in this game that's why you have goalkeepers, right? We're very happy with John. We're very happy with Stephen Cleveland, but we have the young goalkeepers who come behind there, who work very hard every single day, who push also John and Stephen to be as good as they are. And I'm obviously very happy that he made these saves. As a head coach, I would love to be here after the game and say the goalie didn't have to do one save in the game. That would be perfect, but that is usually not. That's not the reality of this game. But we're happy with the way he performed today, and happy with the goalkeepers we have.
And then just kind of piggybacking off the question he asked, you've talked about the growth of this team kind of may not be linear upwards in that way. I know you today a little bit more sloppy with the ball. I think maybe what are you hoping to see in the way that their response in the future, I guess, in terms of taking those steps forward for growth?
I expect the same I saw in the last 2 months since I'm here. Obviously, since the few weeks I'm with the team, but also what I heard from the staff and everyone. I expect the same, that they commit to what we do, which they absolutely do. That they hold each other accountable for things which don't go well, and that they want to improve. And that's what they want. This group has been amazing, with the commitment and the energy they have, and the willingness to get better. And I think if you see that from a group, then I believe that a group and players individually will get better.
Coach, estoy sorprendido que hable español.
Okay.
Mi primer día aquí. Coach, prácticamente pues ya el juego se finalizó y se encuentra contra el Galaxy la próxima semana. Va de visita. ¿Qué se espera de su equipo ahora con lo que elaboró con este juego para enfrentar al Galaxy?
Bueno, ahora estamos a 15 minutos del partido y de verdad no estoy con mi cabeza en el Galaxy. Ahora estoy acá y voy a casa, voy a dormir. Después vamos a hablar con el equipo de mañana y descansar un poco, y a partir de martes vamos a preparar el próximo partido. Lo que quiero ver del equipo es lo he visto en los últimos 2 meses, que el grupo está junto, que el grupo quiere trabajar, que el grupo quiere mejorar, y a ver el plan que vamos a preparar para el próximo partido contra un buen equipo de nuevo.
Coach, por acá, bueno, quería saber su opinión del partido de la línea de los centrales, tanto de Meyer como de Barlow. Sobre todo en la primera mitad los vimos cortando, anticipándose mucho a balones, etcétera. ¿Qué opinión le merece si se consolidan como una pareja, digamos, titular para este equipo?
Sí, pienso que ellos hacen cosas muy bien, hay cosas que hacen muy bien. Ellos son 2 jugadores que son calmas, pero son también jugadores que hablan en el campo, que organizan y hacen las cosas bien. Tengo que mirar el partido de nuevo, pero pienso que también ellos han hecho en primera parte muchas cosas buenas. Después, cuando se abra el partido, cuando los espacios son demasiado grandes, siempre es difícil para un defensor, porque si vamos a presionar, si no vamos juntos, es difícil de estar con el jugador, pero en general estoy contento con ellos.